K. Chatterjee, Professor D. S. Kumbanji, Professor Nubulakaji, Dr. Bambaji, Dr. Pashidji, my mentor, Professor Gurdev Singh Kausalji, Hamsa, Professor G.D.S. Sandhuji, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I compliment the Punjab University, particularly Professor Grover, for commemorating the 150th birth anniversary year of Professor Ruchi Ramsamy. I happen to be in the Ministry of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences for a short while, when during my visit to the Mausam Vibhag, IMD, to a query of mine as to who was the first Indian officer in this department, I got the name of Professor Ruchi Ramsamy. Thereafter, during that very period, I happened to go to Lucknow. I had heard of the name of Birbal Sani but didn't know of the relationship between the two. I visited the Birbal Sani Institute of Paleontology, and that was the place where I learned that he was the son of Ruchi Ramsamy. I got to know a little more after that about Professor Ruchi Ramsamy. He rightly said that he was a legendary figure of those times, whose worth was perhaps not recognized. I learned in that ministry that a conscientious officer as he was, he also, by his pioneering work, be it learning about the modern calibration of barometers or the scientific interpretation or use of science for metrology, he earned the envy as also at times jealousy of the other so-called or so-proclaiming superior British people there in the different departments. He can very rightly be termed as even the father of, we were to say when we had this topic of the science, education and social change in a moving Punjab. He was the person who recognized the importance of education of science. He understood, and that remains relevant even today, that over-dependence on agriculture is not really the solution of our economic woes. We have to shift, now to give up agriculture, we have to promote agriculture, we have to step up production, agriculture production, but we also must move our youth away from agriculture, dependence on agriculture to manufacturing. That is perhaps what we have missed in our country today. We have perhaps jumped from agriculture to services. We have to emphasize upon manufacturing, and that is where we deploy scientific knowledge. Those are very small examples, for instance, making of soap or indigo. Very small examples those sound today, but those were important. Those had a story to tell us. The starting of the workshops. We have our ITIs today. Perhaps ITIs would owe their origin to the workshops which Ruchi Ramsamy, with no resources set up, using people from here and there. He started that. He emphasized upon the importance of skill development, and that continues to develop us still. We haven't been able to bring our children, bring our youth to the skill development institutes. We do device of the size of a sugar cube. We've got to see that this technology is used for the advancement of mankind, for the welfare of mankind, and we don't let ourselves become slaves of that. That is important. Technology must not become the master of man. The man must use technology as a tool for human advancement. That is what is necessary. And I draw this lesson that you get to know a little bit from the science, you get to know it from. And lastly, and we all, Professor Bamba is the person who represents the community here today with us, his contribution to the review was tremendous. Tribune would have not been what it is even today. It wouldn't have been the only paper in the country which is run by a trust. Had it not been Professor Ruchiram Swami at that time. He had to fight that battle. He wasn't a lawyer, but he fought that battle of the will prevail and got Tribune the status that it was, that what its founder, Malaysia, then wanted. So those are the contributions. I think we haven't ever had a seminar on this, and it would be worthwhile if you were to count more names who made tremendous contribution, who realized the inadequacy, the woeful inadequacy of science education in the country, and then made contributions for that. If you were to highlight their lives also, that will go a long way in sensitizing or making our youth aware of that, and maybe the policy makers also to bring about necessary policy changes. I will take more of your time. I thank Professor Grover and you all for giving me this opportunity, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Vansal is also the patron of the organization.